Right, today is the 27th of October 2021. Today is Wednesday, and let me share with you why I salute Mr. Elon Musk. All right. Now, rather than the word respect, I use the word salute. Why? I don't think I really respect him to the max, the top level that I respect Mr. Lee Kuan Yew as people like this. But salute is because I really think that he's a very smart guy, in my opinion. So later on, it's all right when I show you his journey in a way, and you will understand where am I coming from, and that probably explain to you why Tesla shares is at $1,000 right now. Okay, I'll share with you more in details very shortly. All right. Now in this picture today, you can see that we have Elon Musk. That was back then when he was just the entrepreneur that got Tesla IPO. Okay, and that is his lovely wife. And of course, we talk about today, we have all the FANGs counter, their earnings have came out already, we'll discuss about it later. And of course, Kelly Wood, what is she doing right now and why is she buying some shares? Okay, all this information will be shared with you later in the MAO. All right, so let's start this morning with this disclaimer as usual. Now, please understand this. My job is just to basically see the charts and analyze the global market and finally share with you what's my personal view of the market. Now, you will make the final decision to whether to buy or sell in the market. And do note, I'm not liable for any losses. And of course, I'm definitely not going to claim if there's any profit that you score for yourself. Okay, so you've accepted the above, you indemnified me. Okay, let's go. All right. Now, this is the current joke right now. Uncle Sam, you know that in America itself, right, we always have monsters below the bed. And monster below the bed means that, right, okay, kids get frightened. When there's this one cartoon, all right, I think from Disney, something like that. Okay, it's about this monster under the bed itself. Okay, it's a very nice series, in fact, 3 movies on that itself. I kind of like it. Okay, now the monster below Uncle Sam bed, obviously itself, right, is actually inflation. Now, like it or not, again, I know we've been covering this for quite a while, but I just want to tell you that if there's going to be any catalyst that's going to crack the entire economy, it will be inflation. Because now the problem is this, the Federal Reserve is not taking their time. The Federal Reserve is taking their time to do what they need to do. All right, by kicking the can down the alley. And because of that, it's all right, inflation is really building up across everywhere. I give an example, I don't mention names. Some of the very powerful automobile brands, some of the powerful EVs, okay, electric vehicle brands, they are not able to deliver the goods to their customers. Not because they don't want to do that, it's because of the lack of the chips that can handle that itself. And this is a problem over here. And because of that itself, right, that causes a lot of problem, a lot of backlog. And obviously itself, if company get in the numbers, but they couldn't deliver, then obviously they can't go into production. And of course, all these things will just, snowball and get bigger and bigger, a bigger problem here as well. So undeniable, right? This is an ongoing problem for America. And of course, with this inflation, what will lead to that problem? It will definitely leads to earnings. So that's why you notice that most of the companies on S&P 500, they give very good earnings for the third quarter, but you don't actually see any form of expectation for the fourth quarter. Because no one dare to say anything. Everybody is just basically, waiting for things to happen. All right, so that is a problem here. And by the way, just double check itself. Do you have any intermittent problem right now? That means that the transmission itself, is it okay? Is it smooth? Because my side itself is showing a bit of intermittent problem here. And that's now when I'm trying to launch my handphone, I just saw some real problem here. It's all good, okay? Everybody can hear me loud and clear, and also there's no breaks. Yeah, give me a feedback, guys. I need some feedback from you so that I was thinking, should I just restart the router then? Okay. All smooth, huh? Okay, great. Thank you, Fred. Okay. Now, of course, now we're going to wrap this again. Okay, today is the 27th of October already, and we're just 3 days away from the end of October. All right, and apparently it's all right. Thanks, Toming. And apparently it's all right. What is happening? Okay, is that Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? Remember, he actually expected an epic market crash, and he blames the Federal and loved the Bitcoin. Now, the only saving grace is that he loved Bitcoin, he loved gold. So that one's okay, but the epic crash is still right. I'm still waiting. Honestly, I'm still waiting. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We have 2 more days to go, which is today and tomorrow. I just hope that it happens for him. Right, if not itself, right, I'm just gonna wonder how it's gonna sell his book. Now, I did tell you, right, that this book that he went on this Kiko News recently on the 30th of September is called the Capitalist Manifesto. Okay, all right, this book itself, right, I can tell you, he literally bring this book up to show and market it during the entire, I think 25 minutes interview. Easily 20 times. I repeat, 20 times, easily, if I'm not wrong itself. Okay, then the thing is this, normally when you go onto on a show itself, right, you can actually talk about your coming movie, coming talk, or your coming talks or coming book, but usually that's like a fragment of it, 1 or 2 times. But Robert Kiyosaki, really an outstanding salesperson. He keep on flashing, keep on flashing, keep on flashing. And there's one time itself, he did it at least 3 times in just a span of less than 1 minute. All right, that was really incredible. Of course, that's a good thing because it makes you remember that. But the thing is that now he called for crash, right? So what's happening? Let's take a look. Now, everybody, this one is not done by me. Someone else and on Twitter does it, and I just happened to bump into it and just happened to look at it. I mean, this is incredible, okay? Now, let's look at back in 2011. For the educated, an economic crash is the best time to get rich. Guess what happened? The crashing is not over yet. So, okay, this one, he actually got it quite spot on, you see? This one, he got it spot on. I mean, the market really, I cannot verify is this timing accurate because I got it just moments ago before MAO. But I just want to tell you that, you know, he got it correct, but he was way, way wrong for months before it actually came down, okay? And it didn't came down as an epic crash, it's just only a sell down, okay? Then after that was 2011, okay, 2011. Then I think later on itself in 2015, okay, he says that I'm predicting since year 2002 that we will see a stock market crash in 16. Oh, okay, so apparently itself, right, he was a little bit early because 16 is here. This is start of 16, you see, 16 is here, okay? So he was calling for sell, but the moment he called for sell, right, that is where the market actually bottomed out and went up instead for months before later on he got it correct. Okay, you see my point now I'm coming from? Okay, all right. Then after that, we can look further now, we look at 2017. 2017, he said that it's a real estate crash coming in, a real estate crash. And apparently itself, he was kind of correct for a short moment. And then after that, wow, very wrong. Okay, very, very wrong. Then after that itself, in 2018, all right, he warns the biggest crash is really coming. And he was again a little bit off, but eventually was right. Wow, the market really, really came off. So that was pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Okay. Then in 2020, all right, in April, all right, he says that the crash is only beginning. When the tide goes out, you see who's been swimming naked. Billions of naked swimmers, SAD, bankruptcy, bargains floating, you know, sad pension crisis. Now, this is where he calls for it after the market during the pandemic happened. And of course, what happened? The market just walloped him all the way. Okay, walloped him all the way. And of course, in 2020, in October, he again says that everything is going to crash, is coming in since 1987, everything is crashed, it's a bubble, everywhere is a bubble and stuff like that. And that was where he called for it at the epic low, and then low itself crashes him all the way up again. Okay, got my point, guys. So now on just a few hours, I mean, just we're talking about that time itself back in September, when he called for epic crash itself, right? The market was here. Remember that at 44.50. Now today S&P 500 is trading at 4,800 level already. Call you understand my point. Okay, so my point is this, guys. This is something that I think that we just have to take note of that, right? 4,600, sorry, my bad. Let me just correct for him. Compared to, yeah, wait, let me just undo this one. 4,600, yeah. So you can see my point itself, guys. So what do you think? All right, this is a chart. I will just post it later on to our own individual group later in our TWB group. But my point is this is really a telltale sign that, you know, you can be good in certain things, like you can be in financial education and stuff like that, but maybe the charting itself, leave it to the professionals, real professionals maybe. All right, but of course I must give kudos to him. The one that really was spot on was this particular one. This was pretty spot on. The rest itself, okay, reasonable. But the last two was pretty bad. So this is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. So hopefully maybe the best one come on number 3 there. What do you think, guys? Okay, anyway, I'm not rubbing him. I just want to see that whether maybe he can give us a bit of headlights and tell us exactly what will happen in the market. All right. Okay, so what we have is now that we have basically have most of the data out already. All right, most of the data are out. So today itself, right, I don't think much. Starbucks, Caterpillar will be coming out later. The rest itself, right, will be kind of the most Chevron. All right, the rest are out. Let me share with you now what is the overall that happened. So Alphabet reports better than expected quarterly profit revenue, but the share price came down after the result. Interesting. AMD sales rise 54% on strong demand. And of course, the stock price also went sideways. Then Twitter shares went up after company says that Apple privacy changes had less than an impact. Okay, so no much impact on Twitter. So the share price went up a bit higher. And of course, Microsoft beats revenue expectation, reporting 22% growth. And of course, same thing again. Microsoft is expecting a bit of slower growth in next quarter. And of course, we have this Robinhood. Robinhood shares tank as revenue falls short of the expectation from the lighter cryptocurrency trading. That was back in the first 6 months of this year. So over the last 3 months, the cryptocurrency space has gone crazy. Everybody's buying crypto. So this is whereby maybe the next quarter, they may have a better earnings. All right. So the share price down, maybe it will give us a good time to look into buying into it. So let's make a short moment and just do some screenshot here myself. Okay. All right, so that is what happened on the revenue front. Okay, so all clear on this. So let's just look through what I shared with you yesterday. Now, yesterday I shared with you about this particular market, and I said that if the market is to go up itself, right? This is gold, I believe. All right, this is what happened. You can see that. Okay, I told you right, gold will drop. Now, yesterday I already informed you that gold will drop down. I said that gold will come down first. And the particular level that I mentioned itself, right? I told you, I said that is the MLP. Can you see that? This is the MLP of the previous day. And I said that if gold will come down first. So the previous MLP was here, right? Yes, indeed. So gold opens here and go all the way down to this point and then rebounded. All right. And I also gave you specifically, I tell you that the market itself, there is this MA 200 there, which gold really stopped precisely there once again. So again, while the gold was going up, I called for buy. When yesterday I called for sell, gold really come down. So you think that I was spot on for my gold? Please, you know that hit the word spot on for me. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so that was a gold very spot on call. Yesterday I called for sell, and of course I also talked about this particular market, which is NASDAQ. Now NASDAQ, I already tell you yesterday that if NASDAQ is to trade higher, it will go towards the BNB. And I gave you a specific level. I told you the BNB level is 15,677. I gave you a specific level. And of course, what happened on the NASDAQ? Let's take a look. The NASDAQ performed beautifully. The NASDAQ really went up. The NASDAQ really went up to 15,677. And once it reaches there itself, it pulls back. I mean, the thing is this, it really pulls back. Once it goes there itself, it really stops there and pull back. Oh my goodness. It is really as if that we every day, every time in MAO, we can predict what will happen later on. It's not that it happens and then let's do a market recap. That's something special. But for me itself, I'll tell you what will happen today in the morning, and then what ended up later on itself is ridiculous, it's accurate, and sometimes even precise. So all this stuff, right, really tells you the accuracy of my daily MAO. And of course, people who actually take notice of that, they will profit. Like yesterday itself, I think this is Toming, right? I think you have made money, right? You have made as much as about $385, all right, on the call in the NASDAQ call options. And of course, another student went for the index CFD, purchased the NASDAQ, right? They purchased near the opening price of the day. And then after that, he buys up and hold it all the way to this 15,677. So when he see the price, he quickly took profit, and $875 was given to him, right? So it's just like that, guys. The risk-reward ratio was kind of low because the risk was low, the reward was high. And that was where I said that if the market goes up, you can go for the BNB. And undeniable, it has shown us again. So all these tells you that if you are a TWB student, right, and you really follow rules, I don't say that we're the best in the market, but I cannot deny ourselves that we are doing pretty okay. So all you need to do is just follow the rules and trade according to plan. That is the most important thing. All right. So you think that I did a good job on NASDAQ too, please give me a put on NASDAQ spot on, all right? If you think that I did a pretty good call, all right, and you remember that, just put NASDAQ spot on for me. That will be most appreciated, okay? All right, once again, it's all right. My job here is want you to be rich, okay? I don't make any money when I give calls and you profit from it. So I don't make a single cent. All I need to do is just give me a little help me here as well, like this message, like this MAO, and also keyword NASDAQ spot on to just give a validation that I was correct. Okay, all right, so that is the NASDAQ right now. Okay, wait. All right, now for our Hang Seng itself, right, we are really getting a lot of people making money from Hang Seng. And in fact, yesterday itself, right, we were doing some Hang Seng recording, and I did tell them that if Hang Seng has to go down, it may be going down to a certain figure. So later on, I'll share a bit more in the Hang Seng chart session, all right? Now, do note once again, on the 1st of November itself, right, just a few days away, we could have a big change in our MAO. Our MAO will start at 11 a.m. Singapore time, 11 a.m., okay? And we will do Hang Seng live sharing. So as long as you are a TWB student and you subscribe to Hang Seng, all right, whether you are M1 or not doesn't matter. As long as you subscribe to Hang Seng, you are entitled to join the M1 trading live, okay, to listen to us as well. So of course, if you want to know how do we trade, you should go through the training so that at least you know what to do. All right, but because I say again, some of you are like still thinking through, you're still procrastinating, thinking that maybe it's too fast for me and stuff like that. I say not to worry, give yourself some time, join us, and you will see the result yourself. Okay, okay, pretty clear. All right. Okay, so now the thing is this, we saw last night, we have the consumer confidence, the result was 113, okay, it was better than I expected. I was looking at 103, so I was 10 points off. Anyway, what happened is that if 113 is good, that means the consumer confidence is coming back, that's pretty good. And the new home sales also did well, 800,000. So basically yesterday we had consumer index doing well, we had the new home sales doing well, but the market didn't really follow through. And in fact, yesterday the earnings was pretty good. The market didn't follow through. So when you have earnings doing well, you have economic data doing well, you have earnings, we have the stock market with a lot of our positiveness index there, and yet the market doesn't go higher, that means that that is distribution. Very simple. So I cannot deny this, tell you that the next 2 days, which is yesterday, today, and tomorrow, I say again, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, I believe that the stock market will trade lower. Yes, I'm being upfront with you. At this stage right now, even though without the chart, I can tell you upfront here that yesterday, today, and tomorrow, there will be some profit taking. So traders, do take note of that. So right now for you, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we will likely see some profit taking to consider. SWL, all right, disclaimer applied. Okay, all right, so you can see that I'm very upfront, I'm very direct, and I can tell you what to do and consider what to do without mincing my words. Okay, now today we have the call durable goods order, and we have 0.4%. Usually it's pretty flat, so we'll talk about that. Basically, it's a change of new orders for the long-lasting manufactured product, but we all know that at the moment now there's a supply chain issue, so we're going to have a bit of sluggish movement. Okay. Now, crude oil inventories itself, right, have been pretty flat the last 2 times, so maybe we had a flat time. All right, but crude oil, as I say, is at $84 today. I still think that you'll go to $85 in the near term. So let's see what happened. All right. Now, of course, tomorrow will be the one. Tomorrow will be the initial jobless claim that people will be watching at, and of course, tomorrow we will have the initial jobless claim. All right. Tomorrow we will have the initial jobless claim. All right, we have the price of 22.88 ADA coins. Okay, so if you want to try to give yourself a chance to win this 22.88 ADA coin, do come online tomorrow MAO, and then after that itself, put in your guess, and if let's say you get a precise number, then of course the price is yours. But if it's a tie, then the price will be split accordingly. Okay, all right, so wait for tomorrow. Okay, let's just review what happened yesterday in the US stock market. Now, US stock market initially went up first, okay, with an uptick first. Then after that, during a midday, it went down, dropped off 100 points. Then it bottomed out very nicely. Usually the bottom out is about 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. Singapore time, and after it did go back up again, almost going to the day high before fizzling out towards the last part of it. But overall itself is a very flat day. The Dow Jones up only 15 points. So we have the consumer confidence up, new home sales up, earnings up, everything's up. Then why is the number coming down? As I told you before, it's because of distribution. I believe that the market needs to take a little breather. The S&P really seems to be a bit slow down. You need to take a breather now. So it's a good thing. A pullback of a good magnitude, let's say 2 to 3%, will definitely stimulate the economy again and probably bring out more buyers into the market, because October month is known to be a turbulent month and November month is supposed to be a very good month. Okay, so let's see whether the seasonal pattern really stays the same. Now, the Dow Jones rises for the third straight day and eke out another record on the back of strong earnings. So 15 points still record earnings, all right? Record levels. Okay, so as major corporations continue to turn in solid quarterly results, but major average close off their highs, okay, of some of the major tech names rolling over. Now, I did tell you that NASDAQ will be coming down once it hit the 15,677 level. I mentioned to you that I believe that the tech shares is a little bit stretched right now. A pullback is kind of expected. So what happened is that we can see that there's an intraday reversal in Facebook yesterday. All right, intraday reversal. It was down by 5% at one stage after it was positive for a moment, for a short while. Now, the reason is because they seem to misestimate for their revenue and monthly active user. Now, this is a concerning factor because now, apparently, it's right, there's some survey going on, and they did say that now the new strawberry generation, okay, the younger generation, those 20 and below, they are not into Facebook anymore. They are not into Facebook. And in fact, it's right, Mark Zuckerberg just had announced that they're going to change Facebook name. Yeah, no kidding. They're going to change Facebook name away for something maybe a bit cooler, all right? Make it more attractive so that you can attract the new people. Now, the younger generation are going to Snap, going to Twitter, going to Instagram, and TikTok, obviously. So the thing is this is where they are losing active subscribers and users. And so that's a problem here. So, yeah. Tesla also did an interesting reversal. It was up initially. Wow, went up 1076, I think, or higher. And then it fell all the way down to $1,000. It was a very incredible move, and I'll share with you more details later on as well when I cover Elon Musk. All right. And of course, we have Alphabet, Microsoft. They traded higher after the bell because of the better earning. So the thing is, this all okay, but the current Dow Jones futures now and the NASDAQ futures now we are seeing right now ain't really holding true. So I kind of like putting my question mark and even more confident to tell you that I suspect the market will drop further overall later today and tomorrow. Okay, so let's see whether I'm right. So let's take a visit on what happened last night with the TWB chart itself. Now, yesterday TWB chart very clearly tells us a few things. Number one, you have the KSI uptick, all right? Remember, we always use the day before KSI to do the reading. So the KSI reading shows that the KSI is green and uptick, so we know that the Dow will go up. We know that for sure. All right, just that the upside itself, right, didn't follow through. So but at least with the KSI uptick, we know that the Dow will be going up. And of course, let's take a look what happened during the day. You can take a look right now during the day itself. The market was sideways for most of it. Then after that, we have a CCRY coming in. There was no BMV, so there's no real call here. It did go up slowly and all the way. But the only thing is this, as it go higher, right? It did not go high enough to even get the KTR +1. Now, if the market is so bullish and yet the market can't even go to KTR +1, right? I cannot deny and tell you this. I'm getting very, very. I felt that the market is getting a little bit toppish right now. So when the market doesn't even hit KTR +1 in a very good day itself, right, I do suspect that the market will be coming down later today. That's the reason why. Okay, that's the reason why am I bearish today. Now, bearish today is not bearish for the trend. It's bearish for today. Okay, only for today. All right. Hope you got me clear. All right. Okay. So this is what happened on Dow Jones. Now this is gold. Now, gold is something interesting. Now, gold actually is also a KSI green and it's also uptick, right? So likelihood itself, right, the gold should go higher. But of course, to go higher, the market must stay above OP, which the gold didn't do that. And of course, when gold didn't do that, when it came down itself, right, it broke below the P2. Now, of course, breaking P2 means what? Below OP, below P2 is a sell. So even though the KSI is green and uptick, right, but remember that one's an indicator. the technique is the main driver for you, entry, buy, and sell. So what happened is that when the market breaks below P2, it's a sell already. CCYR, you have to sell. But the only thing is that because the KSI is green and it's an uptick, you know that the market will not close at the day low. The market will not close at the day low most of the time. And of course, if the market hit a KTR like -2 or -3, and it happened to able to form a base, you can look out for some form of buying at the bottom. But because if you're below P2, right, the profit upside itself won't be fantastic. So let's see what really happened yesterday, shall we? Now, gold was really coming down initially and was basically trying its best to stay afloat. Now, this is the opening price and this is the P2. Now, P2 and KTR -1 is a stack. So that means that this point itself, right, all these points are very technical level. So when the market first time hit the P2 and recover, we thought that gold is going to recover and we did call for a buy over that area, but we were not comfortable because it was below OP, all right? Then what happened? Then when the price did this is a very nice trade down. It is a BMB. This guy's a BMB. You notice that this is a BMB and this is a CCYR. So the CCYR color change happened on the pivot. Broke P2 is a sell signal. Below OP, sell signal. So all are the sell signal that is available on your screen. So definitely itself for gold was a sell at all costs. So gold was a sell and indeed it went all the way down. It only when it hit KTR -3, that is where it stopped as we expected because KSI day chart is green and it's uptick, and that's where the gold start to form a base and recovers towards 1794. So again, this tells you very clearly that our system is right. In the morning, I can write down the script for you already. If this happened, do what? If this happened, do what? And everything is really transcend on the chart, as you can see like right now, right? So guys, for those TWB students, if you agree that our TWB system can really give us a bit of like forecast of what will likely be happening today, please key the word agree. If you agree, only if you agree, of course. If you don't agree, that's no time ending. Okay? If you agree that our TWB system can really help us a lot, all right? Okay, please key the word agree. Okay, all right. So let me see how many of you will type the word agree. Okay, all right. So while we're waiting for you to type the word agree itself, right? Let's continue on the next topic, and that will be Elon Musk. But before that, let's get some water and you key agree if you can. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Toming, Susan, Han Yu, Janet, Terry. Wait. Yeah. Oh yeah, I just accidentally, I think, added somebody. Sorry, my bad. Okay, Michael, John. Just. Never mind. Something when okay. Kinghua, Allison. Oh, you all agree. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Just give me a moment. Let me just cancel something there. Okay, I accidentally just added one of you to be to join us, so you can just ignore that invitation. I think accidentally press it. Apology on that. Okay, all right. Anyway, let's just talk about this. Now, today I created one entire segment for Elon Musk today. Now, why? Now, this is Elon Musk. Mentioned this. This is Elon Musk back then. Okay, Elon Musk, the time itself, right, really looks very crappy, honestly, in my opinion. A pure geek, obviously. And of course, this is his lovely wife/girlfriend. All right. So what happened is that Elon Musk was happy, and you can see back then itself, he's really like a pretty, like a really geek, rundown person. But he's already a billionaire back then already. Right. So that is Elon Musk back then itself. Now, why do I cater this? Let me share you more. All right. So the thing is that now today, Elon Musk is now nearly $100 billion richer than Jeff Bezos. and his net worth now is on the cusp of hitting $300 billion. Wow. That means that his net wealth now, right, is almost the size of Temasek holding. Oh my goodness, about the size for there, around there itself. One individual, my God. Okay, so you must understand this is 2021, October 26, when this article is being made from CNBC. And why is that so? Because look at the share price. Now, the share price itself was incredible. The share price back then, just only last year, April, right, this Tesla share was trading about $150, okay? And after that, right, it went all the way up the south, okay, to as high as $900, okay? Then after that, from $900, it came back down again to about $580. And then it formed a base, and this time now we are talking about 1070 and above. Okay, this is only that itself. Yes, of course, indeed, Fred. Only if he liquefies all his position, then of course he's worth it. And he has the money, right? But it's the same thing for all billionaires as well. Yeah. But the thing is this, of course, his wealth is very heavily tagged onto the shares of Tesla. And I don't think that in the near term he's going to sell any of his Tesla away, at least from what I believe. All right, so this is what happened to Tesla and the entire history of HUD. Okay, this one maybe you guys have already saw before. Just recently, the coverage on him is really phenomenal. But what I'm trying to share with you is a lot of stuff other than that. Now you can see that this is incredible, right? Apparently, right, the world's second largest automaker, Toyota, okay, which is valued at around 283 billion. Oh my goodness. So which means that, right, Elon Musk's net worth now is so large that it surpassed the market cap of the world's second largest automaker, Toyota. I mean, Toyota today, right, they had actually itself, Elon Musk's net worth now, right, is more than Toyota itself. My goodness. And Toyota is the second largest automaker. So it tells you that this is how crazy it is. At the moment now, right, Tesla is 4 times, the market cap is 4 times larger than Toyota. Oh my goodness. You see the point now I'm trying to explain to you. So the question is this: Tesla is making much lesser cars than Toyota. Toyota will be longer than anybody else. So, and it's the world's second largest. Then why is Tesla shares going up phenomenally? What do you think itself? Why do you think? Okay, why do you think so? So the thing is this is because, okay, now the stock price itself is really in demand, apparently. It's in demand and everybody is like going after it itself. Let me explain to you why do I say that, okay, in a very short moment time. Now, you must go back again to 2018, whereby why I salute him. Because Elon Musk back then itself, right, he's putting in 80, 90 to even 100 hours of work per week. Now, let's do a simple mathematics, okay? Let's say a person really work from Monday to Sunday throughout 7 days in a row. And let's say this person put in 10 hours per day. 7 times 10 is 70 hours. Now, 10 hours per day is what we know for a normal work person. But that's Monday to Friday as today's standard. But this guy is only on Saturday and Sunday. But that means that if you to hit at least 90 hours, that means that every week has another 20 more hours. So divide by 7, another 3 more hours. So that means this person putting 13 hours every day to work. But of course, you must understand what work are we talking about. So we won't know what it's work all about, but we all know one thing is that at one junction itself, right, he actually slept in his office like this, nothing comfortable, it's just a couch and or affordable bed, and he just sleep there itself. You can understand my point. This shows that time how really he fight for his company. And we all remember back then itself, right? This thing happened, okay? It was so bad for him that he actually Tesla had to name a new chairperson for Elon Musk to step down. Now that was 2018, because that year itself was an epic year for him. It was a year that was crazy because he did so many dumb stuff. So if you remember that itself, what did he do? Well, he did this. Remember, he went on a radio channel and he started to smoke. Now, smoke already very wrong, and that particular smoke itself is weed. Oh my goodness. So when that happened itself, right, you can see the stock price literally died. Okay, the stock price went down all the way. Right, it went down all the way. And of course, I think the next one we know itself, right? Tesla is one of the heaviest, shortest stock ever. All right, of $11.4 billion short, okay, and 2018. Now, this is where I can tell you this honestly, that's going to kick myself in the butt. Now, if you can recall back to 2018 when I was doing some market sharing, either during the Super Tuesday or just ad hoc sharing, I tell everybody around me that this is the best time to gamble on Tesla. Why? Because the whole world is shorting it itself. And if the whole world is shorting it, and if Elon Musk is a smarter guy actually doing all this, it's more like a publicity stunt, and he actually goes to someone else, like a big fund manager or hedge fund or equity entities, and tell them, look, the whole world is shorting my counter. If you can give me money and let me do what you do and pump my share price, right, every round when the price goes up, all right, those short sellers will be killed. Remember that as well? How many of you remember that I said this to you in 2018 or 2019? Do you remember that? If you remember that as well, right, just keep the word remember, okay? Because I remember very clearly that I said this, because that in 2018, we haven't gone into Facebook yet, so I couldn't write out the article out. But I'm very certain to tell you that I was very, very optimistic on this Tesla, not because of the Tesla company, which is like still the P ratio of 300 plus is ridiculous, but it's because of the ethics that he's doing. And I was telling my friends, if Elon Musk is, if let's say now, this like all these other actors and stuff, right, Oscar actors, then I tell you, Elon Musk, if this is all an act, he's the best actor ever. Really, right? Look at his face, look at the thing that happened, and he had to go through SEC, he had to go through the board of directors just to make the whole thing yourself. Okay, so that was 2018. Okay, yes, indeed. All right, so what happened now is this. Okay, now everybody, I want to share this with you. Oops, sorry, I didn't wait. Give me a moment. I just added this just now, so maybe I didn't do the PowerPoint yet. Just give me a minute. Here we go. In 2020, okay, in 2020, short sellers lost more than anything else on Tesla alone. That means those who short sell Tesla, they lost as much as $39 billion by shorting Tesla. Now, people who lost money in Apple, Amazon, Square, and Pinduoduo, we can understand. But if we're talking about Tesla, oh my goodness, $39 billion was lost, okay? $39 billion was lost. Now, money cannot be created nor destroyed. Money has to go to somewhere else. Money must go to somewhere else, so the money must have went to some other big boys who've been doing that as well. You understand? Yeah? And because of that as well, right, now I tell you why recently the Tesla share is going through the roof. Now, look at it, everybody. Look at this. The total premium now between the calls and the put options, okay? Oh my goodness. You must understand this. This is really ridiculous. We're talking about Tesla alone, and the call versus put is $5.11 billion worth. But when Amazon, Facebook, QQQ, AMD, Google, Snap, PayPal, SPY, Nvidia, all of them combined, right? They can't even go anywhere near to this figure. Oh my goodness, that means the whole world is buying the call options on Tesla. And now what will happen? Very simple. Of course, you will say, Kel, if everybody buying Tesla call option and if Tesla crashes down, then of course these guys will lose money. That is actually correct. Give me a minute, guys. Let me pick up the phone. Just give me a short while. Hello? Hello? Yes? Complex? Complex. It's just the other direction only. Just go against the traffic. Sorry, I'm wrong. Okay, all right. So you can see my point, right? It's really incredible. All right, now look at this crazy numbers, okay? So that means that, right, okay, so many people involved in these options. So two things happen. One, yes, you say you're right. If I say you think that, okay, if anybody is to crash the options, then of course, these guys will lose a lot of money. But you must understand, on the other side itself, this stock is the most heavily shorted stock. So which means that, right, if a lot of people, entities are shorting Tesla and the call options is at a high demand, what will happen is that if the stock price, if the short sellers cannot cover back in time, then they cannot deliver. And if they cannot deliver itself, right, they'll be in a very dying position. So you understand where we're coming from, right? When you buy a call, someone must sell a call. And the seller caller itself, right? If the price goes down, he makes some money, right? But the problem is that the share price goes up, the mother share goes up, and then in deep trouble. So that's exactly what happened in AMC and GMD back then. It's the same thing exactly happening right again. So that's the reason why itself Tesla share every day gap up, not just because of the 100,000 hertz buying. It's not that. It's actually, you can see it's orchestrated very nicely between one of the local US banks, and then after that, the Hertz News, and of course, prior to that itself, right? You saw Michael Burry exiting his Tesla position. So all these things tells you that something was orchestrated from the very beginning. So now the thing is this: if you look back the tape of how AMC do it, GMD do itself, right? You know that this will last a little bit longer. But after that itself, when everybody get hit, so-called get sucked in, then the price will come down. You understand? This is the real reason why this is happening right now. All right. So this is what's happening into the market here itself. Okay. So everybody, you understand where I'm coming from? Yeah. So this is what happened for the call option. So if now you understand why the price is going up so fast. It's the same thing. You look at AMD deal, you look at GME deal, it's the same thing. The way they do it is exactly the same. And this is much larger scale because this counter is way more expensive than the two counters earlier. All right, got the idea now, guys? So with that itself, right, allow me to share with you my personal take on this particular counter. Now you can see right now, right, this is Tesla. Now Tesla at the first round, it hit about $900. To be precise itself is 899 around there, okay? Then at 99, it went down all the way to about 550 level. And then after that, the volume kicked in. See the volume kick in, and the RSI also kick in. So RSI plus volume, where the market was dumping itself, the boys came in to buy. Instead, they are the one who push the price down, and they're the one who is buying up. And after that, they bring up the share to this point here itself, which is a very interesting so-called what they call neckline. Now the neckline was happening back here, here, and here. So what price is this neckline? This neckline itself is a very interesting number, 775 level. Okay, some people say it's a 777 number, it's like a special number for a religion. So apparently that is what happened. Okay, so what happened is that apparently when it hit that number itself, right, Tesla basically come back down. Now, when the Tesla come back down itself, you notice that, right, it purposely went down below 550. So it created a lot of people dumping Tesla. But you look carefully itself, right, when it happened, right, the volume did not go up. This is something very important. The volume did not go up. That means that, right, this time around when they push the price down, right, apparently, right, there was no much follow through in terms of selling. And that is something that you must think of as a trader. That means that something is actually very wrong here. And of course, obviously, in technical point, the RSI again hits a bottom. So again, this gives you a double bottom. And of course, what happened, you can see very clearly now, on hindsight, it went all the way up. Now, each time when it go up itself, you notice that it always bumps itself very nicely at the MA50 level. Every time you go to MA50 level, it bumps up. So someone is definitely supporting this on a technical ground. Now, you notice that when this is going up itself, the volume starts to go down, right? The volume starts to go down, right? You notice that the volume starts to go down. And then after that itself, again, dramatically, once it hit the 777 mark, it stopped there for a while. And then the next day, that was where it broke through. And after that, this 777 level became a very strong support here. And of course, it goes towards the all-time high of this counter at 899. And of course, by closing it itself, straight away, we saw it bump up. And of course, this run is phenomenal. I cannot think how much losses was done on those short sellers, but we know that the volume is extreme. Okay, the volume is extreme, but it's nowhere near to that time itself when the market was selling back at this point at 8. So why do I share all this stuff? Because I can tell you now what to do with Tesla. Okay, so all clear on this. I'm going to clear the screen right now. Let's look at Tesla again. Let me explain to you my view on Tesla. Okay, so Tesla itself, we have 550 level here, right? Tesla, we have a 777 level over here. So this is what we call as the boys, they suck the play up itself. So this amount roughly is right in terms of numbers, 777 minus 550 will give you about 227. Okay, so my way of reading this itself is that if you look at this way, after if the price go higher, so it'll be 777 plus another 227. Yeah, the range, the difference range, and I expect it to go higher from this point upwards. So you take 7777 plus 227, you get a price at 1004. So that will be the so-called target from here itself. That means that when the market crosses 777, we can know that it will go to this price of 1004. And indeed itself, right, remember Tesla really went up to $1,000. So exactly that's why the call option, a lot of them expire between 1,000 to 1020. Now you understand how this thing works already? It's all mathematics. Okay, now let's do the other mathematics here. Now everybody take a look at this range here right now, right? So this range itself, what we have is of 899, right? 899 was a high, 777 is the base. So the difference between them, 899 minus 777, you get about 122. So which means that if the market flip one time over here itself, that will be 899 plus 122. You get another figure, and this figure is 1021. All right. So which means that, right, we should see the market hanging between 1021 to 104 for time being. And you can see that. That's why yesterday the Tesla hangs around there. Okay, so this is my little forecast here. And if I'm going to stretch this a little bit more, if I really have to stretch this a bit more, what I can do is that I can put these two numbers together. Okay, I'll take this 227 range plus the 899, the high end, and forecast. That means that if Tesla is to go any higher in the near term, Tesla should be hitting this number, 1126. 1126. So what I'm saying now is this, guys. I suspect that after a while later, Tesla will come back down. It will come back down. Okay, it will form a base, and then the next target it will be going should be where I'm saying, and the target of 1126. Okay, so which means that if Tesla is to be a buy in the near term, 1126 will be a good buy. Then of course Tesla, this 50-day moving average itself, right? Just keep track on that. For it to come down and go down below $800, you take a bigger sell down than this to bring it down here. But if we do go there, it will be a very good time to buy more Tesla. Can you understand my point? All right, so this is my view on Tesla. So guys, if you understand what I just share on Tesla, please keep the word understand. All right, let me know if you understand where I'm just sharing on Tesla. Now, yesterday I did do some short on Tesla at about 1070. I was telling my brother as well. I said that, hey, look, this price is good, and I told him we should cover at 1,000, and we put the bid at 1,000. The market did went up 999, but our bid was not given because the spread was there. So too bad. Eventually we closed off at 1020 level. I mean that, but not too bad. $50 run on the trade. It's just pure discretional because we know that at that time itself, the day before when the market closed at 1020, the RSI were at 93. So of course at 1070, the RSI at 97, 98. So discretional trade. I mean, of course, it's carry risk, but it was a calculated risk, and we make some money out of that itself. But of course, if you ask me on Tesla, I will not really on short this counter right now, but I'll rather come down lower to buy from the bottom if you think that it's a good buy for Tesla. Okay, at least the technical ground and numbers I already shared with you. You can make your own decision. Okay. All right. Later on, you can check back on my TWB replay, and then that you can actually do your own research. All right. So it was one whole segment for Elon Musk. As I say, I salute him for the great thing he did for himself. And I think it's very cool. So once again, 4 years ago, he was really one of the guys who you don't want to see in your life. 4 years later, he's a world richest man. So all I can tell you is, guys, never step on people when they're down. You don't want to do that. You never know when the rebound can come in. And that is a very strong rebound. Okay, all right, important market news for you now today. Cathy Wood is buying ahead of some of the earnings. Apparently, she bought some Robinhood, Twitter, Spotify, Amazon, but apparently it's not right. Robinhood share came down, Twitter didn't go up, Spotify came down. So all the share that she bought recently did not really perform. But of course, we're saying Cathy Wood is a long-term investor. Maybe, if she buy means she has some reason for that. Maybe when the price go lower, you can consider to buy some on the counter. So of course, Morgan Stanley also reiterated its overweight rating on Spotify and feel that this company is a more upside target. And of course, Amazon, they do expect that later on when the economy recovers and reopen, Amazon should do well again. So all these make sense still, but just that, timing seems to be off for this time round. So we wait for a better timer to buy into them. Now, Santoli basically says that S&P is still going to push up higher, but of course, the market looks a little bit higher. I totally agree with him. And I share with you, right, the market may need to take a little break for time being. You don't need to really chase after it right now. All right, so you can see that earnings in aggregate remains good at record nominal levels. And of course, it shows that, right, the market is going into cyclical form, they're going around. And of course, the deflating response in Facebook numbers doesn't make it good, but of course, Facebook is going to attract more stuff. They're going to AI, and obviously this counter is still pretty in good line, all right? I'm personally still very optimistic on Facebook, so a good pullback on this technology company will serve a good time to buy again. And of course, the bigger picture itself, right, the seasonal pattern for this November is coming in. And traders do say that, right, in November month, usually the November, December month, Christmas period, the Dow Jones, the equity market will be pretty good. I'll cover this probably tomorrow or Friday, all right? So this is the chart whereby you can see that Tesla is up every time when they have any big news itself, the share price goes quite a bit. So for Santoli, he did mention that there's some similarities in 2017, 2013, and 1995, the post-election, post-shock years. So he's saying that right now, right, usually the market is, when it's up by 21% on average itself for 2017, 2013, and 1995, that is where usually that hits a peak level. So that's why he's thinking that, okay, on average itself, since this 3 years itself, the way it moves is exactly the same, and it's up by 21%, usually there will be some pullback. But of course, he also said that, right, usually there'll be a 5% upside gain. So what I'm trying to explain in short is that if there's going to be a pullback, it's kind of expected. But then again, in November month itself, right, you should buy, because usually the November, December period, the market will go up by 5% more. Wow, 5%. So that's why any pullback in the next 2-3 days, right, will be a good time to watch out for it, and it could present a very good time to buy into the market. All right. Okay, guys, got an idea now regarding what I just shared on here. So, okay, so now this is the fear and greed index. So what someone asked me, Kel, can you do this? Can you show yesterday and today? Okay, so what I did was simple. I told you guys back then that if the market goes down to 11 and 12, it will be a great time to buy. If it didn't, it went all the way up. So we know that the market is going up already. And then yesterday we saw it going up to 71. Then the day before 71, and yesterday it's reduced by 1 point. It's now at 70. So the day before 25th October, this 26th of October, right? So that means that despite the Dow Jones at record high, the market moved down by 1 point itself, but still at the greed level. So that's why it's still a bit of high side. So again, same thing, if you put back the chart over the last 2 years, you notice that when the market is at 71 or 70 level, usually it's considered at the higher side, and therefore you should consider to take some profit off the table. All right, so consider to take some profit off the table. Is something that I've been reiterating since the start of this morning. So you can consider to look into that itself, right? Anyway, a personal opinion on this. All right, now the last thing before we go to the chart side itself, I can tell you, I've been sharing with you, right? I've been giving you this trade call. I've been telling you that if you want, you consider to buy the VIX VIX in contracts. Now I told you the range price is between 14.5 to 16. So I keep on putting this up in people become asking me, Kel, where's the entry price? I told you 14.5 to 16. Any price range you can buy. The target is 24. The downside is 14. So which means that if you buy 14.5, your stop loss at 14. All right, that level is not 14. It's not the best level, because I did share with some of you. I say 12 or 9 is better. But of course, if you want to go for a higher reward and you want lower risk, then of course you can try 14. But why 14 is not the best number? Because 14 itself, right, has been quite regularly hit when the market do come down. So that's why it's not the best level. So why did I call for buy? Because every time when the market comes down to about 15 to 14.5, it does show that the market will stage a rebound. And now today itself, right, it's around the same point of April month and now October month. So October and April, I do a line across on the RSI as common point. We have reached that point. And of course, in terms of pricing, it's almost identically the same. So of course, I'm a pattern trader, so undeniable itself, right? I suspect that this is going to be a bottom for VIX, and going back to 24 or at least 22, 23 level is kind of very possible. That's why it's a good bet. So if you buy a 16 example and the price go to 23 example, then you make easily 20 to 30% return. And that's a pretty good deal, right? So that's the reason why I think that this trade is a good trade, right? The risk reward ratio is good. The downside risk is kind of limited. And of course, currently now the S&P, Dow Jones, NASDAQ is all at high level. It's a good time to try on it itself. Again, I say my job is to tell you what you can consider to do. You make your own money. End of the day itself, right? If you lose money, we know where our risk is. If you win money, I congrats you. All right. So that is how I see the current VIX indicator right now. Okay, VIX index contract. Okay, guys, cool. All right. Am I involved in this? Obviously, I'm biased in that. Cannot deny on this. Okay, all right. So with that itself, let's study the charts. The bull goes moo, the bear goes grrr, and the flamingo is different this time. Let's go. Okay, so let's look at China first. Okay, the China market is still down. I already told you China market will be down. Why? It's because I told you in technical form, it failed to cross the MA 200 a couple of days ago. This is a very strong evidence that someone is ensuring that it doesn't cross. And after that, it doesn't cross. The next time when it comes nearby, it doesn't have a chance to go nearby. So that's the reason why I'm very confident that the China A50 will go down. I was very confident, and I think you guys can hear me loud and clear. So my belief that China A50 will come down to this point, and this particular point is a MA 30 level. The MA 30 level is somewhere near here, and this particular level is at 15,735. Okay. So I strongly believe that next two trades we should see China A50 traveling down to 16,735. Okay, I'm pretty confident. And if it happens to solve right, then of course let's look at to see whether will there be a support here. If the market really gets supported over there, it could be a good time to buy. And of course, you can buy the Hang Seng, you can buy the China A50, and even you can buy other things. But at the moment now, no buying. I believe that there will be some selling coming forward. Okay. All right. So that's China A50 for you. Then, of course, if China A50 is down, Hang Seng can't be any higher. So, truth be told, yesterday Hang Seng came down. Now, yesterday Hang Seng did a BNB. I repeat, Hang Seng did a BNB. And I told you yesterday, Hang Seng will likely do a BNB. Do you remember that? So, those who remember that I was spot on this keyword, Hang Seng spot on. That means that if you remember that I said that the Hang Seng will do a BNB, please key the word Hang Seng spot on. Okay, if you forget, it's fine, or you miss out the point, no worry. Now, if there's a BNB, what do we suspect will happen? Well, obviously, the answer is we do suspect that there will be an extension downwards, right? So we put a BNB indicator. You can see now even clearer today. All right, you can see this morning the Hang Seng already get down, and then the high actually touches the SL level beautifully. It touches it. And after that, it touches it, it starts to come down. And when it came down itself, right, most likely Hang Seng will come down to this point here at 25,348 level. That is the 1 times 1, minus 1 times 1. Okay. Now, of course, I did say that if the market comes down, the first chocolate bar I'm looking at will be 25,496. I already said that this will be the target. So that's how it came down, but did not go down enough. But anyway, two numbers for you, 25,496, or you can aim at 25,348. All right, but the thing is this, downside is the main key direction that I suspect you'll go. Now, of course, if it really goes down lower, it may even try to go down to the MA 30 level. But I don't think, unless it's like if we touch and go, this touch and go figure itself is 25,214 right now. So a bit far away at the moment. So I don't think it will happen these 2 days. But of course, if the market sell down fast enough, it may be touch and go. So traders, you can just put a few buy limit order to buy back your shorts, not to buy long. It's to buy back your shorts, okay? At 25,496, 25,348, and 25,214 level, okay? So you got an idea? Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Judy, Kelly, Susan, Anthony. All right, thank you for remembering that. Okay, so all this tells you about my view on Hong Kong. Okay, so let's look at Hong Kong right now in terms of the TWB chart, shall we? Now, the Hong Kong chart today doesn't look very good because you can see that what we have here right now is a classic sell signal. Now, the KSI is still at uptick green, so the market will not close at day low today. I repeat, it will not close at day low today. Now, the market opens straight away, bang below pivot 2. That means that as long as the market stays below pivot 2, we should see some selling. And of course, I say the first level that we're looking at is 25,496 because that is the chocolate bar level itself. So that's the level that I believe the Hang Seng market might be going down later today or tomorrow. All right, it's not too far away at the moment now. It's about 100 points away, so it is very possible for Hang Seng to go there maybe after lunch. Anything can happen before the next market opens. Yeah, so that's Hang Seng for you. And of course, we go back now to the US market. Now for the US market, let's do the conventional first. Now, US market yesterday, we saw a new all-time high. And of course, new all-time high, we also have MLP for today. So today's MLP is 35,772 level, the MLP. So write it down somewhere kind of important because 35,772, okay, is the MLP for today. And of course, yesterday, the way the Dow Jones take profit, right, it shows like a bit of redistribution, up high, then pull back down. So if the market is doing into a bit of technical selling, it's very possible for it to come down. So I'm not going to be half surprised that it may happen. And of course, the moving average now, we are still pretty far away. You can see that. The MA30 and MA200 is pretty far. So I don't think in the near term it will go there. So I think the short-term rise, the target, if you ask me, my short-term target should be around here. This is the short-term target. Let me change the color for you to make it even clearer. Okay, so which means that if the market is going to come down, the first technical point, the Dow, will be going is 35,615. It's not a lot because it's 100 points away. So 615, okay? Then if the market really goes down further, then maybe in my books, the next level should be somewhere around here. And that is 35,231, all right? 237, yeah. 35,237. So here it breaks, comes here. Okay, if not, this will be the main point first. 35,772 will be the first MLP to watch out for. Okay, all right, pretty cool, right? Now, the thing is that you notice that my sharing every time itself is precise. I don't mince my words. I don't tell you this. I don't tell you that, and I don't give you a very big range. I give you a precise number so that you can activate it on your own. All right, very cool, right? Now, on the weekly chart itself, I already show you the extension of the weekly chart. Yeah, the big flyover first. Okay, so what you can see over here is this is a long-term trend line, and of course, it's a long-term trend line that I have. So at the moment now, everything's still okay, so no cause for panic. So leave it alone. Okay, so let's look at the Dow Jones now. Now, Dow Jones today, a little bit of worry sign. Now, why you need to be worried? Because the KSI is green and it's uptick green, so it should be okay on the buy side. But the problem is that the opening price of today is actually below P2. There we go. The opening price now is below P2. The opening price below P2, that means that if the market stays below P2, that will be profit taking. So that's why I think today there will be some profit taking. Anyway, the market up for so many days, even a profit taking of 1% or even 2% is nothing. All right. So if you think that it's nothing there, of course, you shouldn't be long the market. Consider take some profit and then just stay out for a while for the coming November month and then buy up again. All right, that will be the better deal, right? Wait for it to recover and go up again, maybe something like that. Okay, all right. So that is my view for the Dow Jones today. Let's look at the NASDAQ, shall we? Now, NASDAQ, we can see that it misses the all-time high. I repeat, the NASDAQ yesterday missed the all-time high. It did went to the BMV level, but it missed the all-time high by just a few points and then reversed down. So actually, in technical, we see something like this is not a very good sign. So for today, I'll tell you upfront, today itself, right? Today, what I suspect will be important will be the MLP for today, somewhere near here. Okay, the MLP for today is 15,540. Okay, 15,540 for the NASDAQ. Write it down somewhere, please. Yeah. 15,540. Okay. If the NASDAQ cannot stay above 540, then the NASDAQ will likely come down to this point. This point itself is 15,339 level. Okay, 15,339 level. So if the NASDAQ is a pullback, the short term is like this, but it will not be a big sell-off at the moment now because we have all the, all the MAs are now supporting you. The only thing is that with so many counters, like Tesla going up so much and stuff like that, right? Yet the Nasdaq doesn't move up higher. That basically warrant why I think that the market may be coming down in terms of profit. It may be coming down. Yeah. So that is the reason why I suspect that the Nasdaq will take into profit taking soon. Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. Let's do something here. Let's get it up. Okay, so you all got an idea. So that is what I see in the NASDAQ. Let's look at the NASDAQ TWB chart right now. Now for the TWB NASDAQ chart also have the same problem. The opening price is very near P2 today. Now it seems like it's like orchestrated itself. So we have the NASDAQ that is near the P2. So if the market goes down, it's possible, but because the KSI is uptick green, so the downside itself will be limited. The only thing is that this is a doji. Definitely, yesterday the NASDAQ is a doji, so today itself could be a doji directional day. So if the market stay below OP, it will be a sell. If the market stay above OP, it will be a buy. So watch the OP very closely, and this should be able to give you some indication of where the market could be heading. All right. So take note of that, everybody. A moment, it's lot of messages coming in again as usual. Okay. All right. So take note of that. Now, as I'm talking to you now, the reason why I'm a bit distracted because Hang Seng seemingly is coming down. Hang Seng seemingly is coming down. So guys, Hang Seng, please take note. Hang Seng is coming down right now, and Hang Seng, I did share with you that Hang Seng itself, the first technical point that you consider is 25,496. At the moment now, it's 25,575. So if the market is going to come down, right, I suspect that it will trade down to this point here later today. Now you can see that yesterday and now for the last 10 hours maybe, right? The market has been KSI have been red all the way. That means the boys have been selling throughout. Now conventional indicator will be at the bottom and calling for buying and oversold, but that's a wrong way to do things. I tell you that it's not correct. You need to have something else to facilitate you. And you can see that today it's below OP and it's below P2. So today, right, if only one thing to do is to stay sell. Yeah, it's to stay sell. But just that if price come down to this point, we suspect it will recover because the KSI on the day chart is still green, uptick. So you must take profit later on. See, very detailed way of trading, right? Okay, consider. Okay, so we've done the NASDAQ, look at S&P right now. The S&P 500 also now. S&P 500 created a new all-time high yesterday. So the MLP for today, S&P is 45.74. 45.74, right? 45.74. Okay, so if S&P do come down today on profit taking, I kind of suspect that it will come down around here. And this particular level is somewhere here, which is about 45.39. 45.39. I think it's a good price to do some cover back shots at 45.39. Right, sorry, my writing. Right, 45.39. That will be a good level to watch out for. The MA30 is here, the MA200 is here. So I think that for today, just watch out for 45.74 If the S&P fails to stay, 45.39 should be a very easy target. Okay. All right, so let's look at it again. The S&P 500 now, day chart, clear screen. Okay, for the S&P 500 of today, its opening price is in the middle, so it's a bit different from the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones. So the KSI is also update green. So today, if the S&P stay up, it can try to revisit 46.23 all-time high. If not itself, right, it should be coming downwards to 45.54 for first support, right? I believe that it will come down to 45.54. This is my personal view. So there's a 20 points here right now for you to consider. Okay. All right, 20 points about Dow Jones down about 170 points around there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that's S&P 500. So look at DAX today. Now DAX, I already told you, it will blast past the green line, and indeed it has blast past the green line. And I did mention that if you go up again, it will go to this level, right? And indeed, it really came to this point. So two green lines already been triggered, and of course, good deal. So the thing is this, what will happen next now? Because of that, I suspect that it will come back down already. So I suspect today, the DAX will come down later today, all right? So the MLP will be somewhere near here today, MLP. The MLP for DAX is at 15,686. So I kind of suspect that the DAX will pull back down. So 15,686 will be the technical point. I believe that the DAX will pull back down today. The support itself for today will be at 15,640. So I believe that I suspect that the DAX will pull back down. Okay. All right. Then we have the Nikkei. Where you are, Nikkei? Now Nikkei is trying to struggle to stay above the MA30. Is trying to struggle. Today it touched the MA30 and rebound, and the MA200 is just so nearby. So I'm going to be upfront here. I believe that Nikkei will also go down later. If the Nikkei later breaks this point, which is at 28,780, I suspect that Nikkei may have a free fall all the way here. And that's 28,176 level. So Nikkei itself, right, has to stay firmly above 28,780 today. If not, Nikkei will have a free fall to 28,176. So again, listen to what I've shared to you about this Nikkei, right? So those who are trading Nikkei, you can take note of that, 28,780. We are now about 120 points away, so still okay at the moment, still okay. Now for the Nikkei day chart with the TWB chart, you can see today the opening price for Nikkei is actually a trading opening price below P2. But because the KSI is green, so still all right. So if you go below OP, then the selling will come in. All right. So only if the market goes below OP, then which is right now, then the selling will come in. All right. So traders kindly take note of that. Okay. Yeah. Well, straight away, someone asking me, Nikkei can short or not? I just already text say already, right? If you want to short the Nikkei, I already given you the figure, and you can just trade accordingly, and hopefully you make some good money from that. So Nikkei. Nikkei per point itself, let me just take a look. Nikkei per point itself, I say it's the same like the Dow Jones, yeah? Same like the Dow Jones, yeah, indeed. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's Nikkei, and I covered all the indices already. Let's look at the commodities, which is obviously the gold. Now, let's just be objective once again. Gold, we have a problem, guys. Gold is now trading below the MA200. Now, yesterday, the day before, gold, every time the gold goes above the MA200, gold will actually stabilize and recover. But now it's trading below the MA200, so likely it will travel down to meet this point. There is a very good chance that gold might be coming down to test MA30 again. So MA30 itself is 1773. MA 200 1791. Okay, so that will, let me explain to you what we're going to do with the gold. If gold stays below 1791, gold will go down to 1773 based on the conventional chart. All right. If you can stay above 1791, gold should be able to go back to the MLP, and it's 1799. So now at the moment now, gold is below the 1791. If you think that gold will go down, you can short gold with a stop loss at 1792 or 93. To then after they can flick a position to buy. If it goes down, it will go down to 1773 level. Okay. If it goes down, 1773. Yeah. So this is my view on gold. Please take note of that. Okay, now today itself, I'm not optimistic to buy gold. So that's why last 2 days, you don't see me talking about gold right much. You will, from my MAO, you will notice that actually when I emphasize on something itself, right, you see I talk about more about it. When I don't talk about it, right, that means that I am not looking at that at the time being. Okay. Anyway, this is gold right now. Today, gold opening price is between the two pivot. The KSI is still green, uptick green, no blue bars. So it should be good, right? But because it could be peer pressure on the market generally, so if the market stays below OP, it may have to go down to this point at 1781. So 1781 itself is still higher than the 1772 level, right? So that's why my personal take is this: gold traders, right? If you shouldn't be long today, just wait for a while. Let it go above OP first to feel safe. If not, at least go to KTR -2 to -3 to buy from the bottom. Okay, that one is very, very important. Am I speaking now? My phone is running now, coming in loads of messages as Hang Seng is trading now at 25,558. So when Hang Seng is going nearer to our first profit level, right, then we will talk about it, 25,496. Okay, yeah, and when you go down nearer to there itself. Okay, so for gold, that is my view for gold. Now for silver, all right, silver went to a high of $24.80 recently, and it's pulling back now. So that's why I did tell you guys for silver, it's a long-term thingy. Once it hit technical point, it will pull back. So likely the pullback will be around here at $23.80. So if you want to buy silver, wait for it to come down to $23.80, then maybe you can try to accumulate. If you want to get a better lower price, you can try to aim at the MA30. Now MA30 level is somewhere here at $23.32. So of course the range will be $23.32 versus $23.80. So which this particular range itself will be a good range for you to buy more silver. Okay, this will be a pretty good range to buy more silver if you are a silver hobbies. You want to buy silver for long term. Okay, yeah, we do have some silver. Definitely, we do have some silver. Okay, so we got an idea now. So we have gold, we have silver done, and that is it. Let's look at the crude oil price. Now, crude oil price is still staggering up itself. No stopping. Still, crude oil, the MLP today is beautiful. It's there at the same level. This level is $83.20. So as long as the crude oil stay below 83.20, there'll be some profit taking. The MA has shifted higher now. It's at $80.25. So which means that if crude oil do pull back down, we should see $80.25 as a first support. And I think that you will see happening later today. Most likely, we'll see crude oil coming down to $80.25 later today. All right. If let's say the inventories come out to be bad itself. It's my personal view. I don't know why I say that, but just take a take a pinch of salt with that itself. Okay. So that one is crude oil with the conventional. The TWB chart shows me that okay, everything looks good. KSI is also green with uptick. So which means that the downside will be limited. If it comes down, most likely the support will be at $82.22. So this is like the TWB chart tells me that it's actually the downside will not be as much. So okay lah. So we just have to take two sides and weigh them, and then of course whichever move, we just take some profit along the way down. Okay, all right. So that's crude oil for you to take note of that. Crude oil really nothing much. It's pretty straining itself last 5-6 days. So we do suspect a pullback. Now, if crude oil do come down, example, right, let me give you a view on this. If crude oil comes down, right, technically, this is where the base is. So it should come down to somewhere around here, then stabilize before going up again. If you would ask me, my view. So this level itself is about $79. Yeah, $79. So this is my view on crude oil. Okay, all right, a pullback will be very welcome. Okay, so we have done the crude oil. We now go to cryptocurrency to wrap it up for today's session. Now, crypto is coming down, and that is why I'm saying that, that gold might be coming down also later today because of their kind of like inline turnout, and there seems to be some profit taking across the board. Okay, so crypto, I already told you the time at 67,000 is too high. I told you it will come down, and indeed it came down, and now it's 60,000. So where will it go down for cryptocurrency? Well, for Bitcoin, I believe that it will come down to 57,000. But my real level that I want to look out for will be somewhere around here, and that is about 55,000. So I'm writing down for you guys. I believe that crypto Bitcoin will come down to 57,000 first. And the level that I really want to buy and look at it is 55,000. Okay, so maybe around 55,000 would be a good level to consider to buy for a speculative play up again, maybe this round. And of course, if you're into Fibonacci, I can do a quick one for you. You can take the lowest end, the starting point, and bring it up, and we have that, right? Okay, let me just change the color a little bit just to show it to you. Okay, so you can see that the 38.2 is very similar to my 57,000. The 50% is 53, is a bit off. So I strong, then that means that very good chance in terms of technical, there's a very good chance the market should be heading here first 57,000. All right. So the first wave, I believe, will be 57,000 for the crypto side. Okay, for Bitcoin. Yeah. Okay, that's Bitcoin. Let's look at Ethereum. Now for Ethereum itself, right, it has been trying to stay up above 43, trying to stay, and I told you the resistance is 43.50, and it really happened. And now it's trying to stay up, but you can see now it's trading below P2, right? Below P2, 41.79, that means that it should be going down. Now the first level that I think it will go down will be here, and this point is at about 4,000. But if you really ask me, I think that this will be a better price to buy, and that's 36.50. I still think that 36.50 will be a good price for you to consider to buy Ethereum, not at 4,000 level, definitely for sure. So people who chase after it sell, right, they're going to panic for next few days when the Ethereum come down. And when Ethereum come down itself, right, they'll panic, they'll sell, and that's where we're going to buy. As simple as that. We are traders, so everybody has different view at different time. As long as we make money, that's the most important. All right, guys, I've finished this today's MAO sharing, and let's go back to the Hang Seng before we wrap it up. Okay, Hang Seng one more time. Okay, Hang Seng, as I told you today, it's below P2, it's a seller day, and most likely Hang Seng could be going down towards this point, 25,000. If Hang Seng really later on start to swivel a little bit and come down, right, it should be able to come down to 25,496. And now it's trading at about 25,578. So we are now about roughly 100 points away. I believe that the downside is going to happen later part. Okay, maybe after lunch, maybe. All right, so that will be all for today. Thank you very much for today and listening to me. All right, I will see you again tomorrow, live again on the Monday, the next day. MAO. All right, guys, thank you very much. Have a great day. This is Cal signing off. Bye-bye. You found a place?
Sorry?
You found a place?
Yeah, now QE.
How many people?
Because I think around that, so now 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Well, let me read.
Yeah, but some of them 2%, so I'm not sure whether they are counted as one group or more than that.
Oh, okay, okay. 6 or 7, but you're queuing there already, and then behind you, eh?
What people?
A lot.
About 6.
About 6? Oh, okay, okay. Can.
6
I come now. I come now. Yeah. Okay.